Everybody, fabulous to be with Florida Metal Radio. Tonight we have the band Nocturnium with us. What's happening, y'all?
Talking to you.
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Talking
Honestly,
to me.
It's finally a night that we're not doing something.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you guys have nothing better to do other than talk to me.
Exactly.
You said it, not us.
What's that?
I said you said it, not us.
Hey, I'm not exactly the greatest person to talk to, but hey, we'll get through this. So, just jumping right into the questions. Nocturnium, where did y'all come up with that name?
Well, I'll start from the beginning then. We
Okay.
actually used to be called Enigma Rose. It was actually just me and Chelsea at that time. We were doing like cover karaoke songs.
Mhm.
And then it progressed when Jason heard her and I do some harmonies to Sweet Dreams. And then it became Athena's Fury. And we actually had a third singer at that time.
Okay.
Unfortunately, she couldn't do it because now she has this wonderful food truck. Forget about it. So she's not with us anymore. And then we got Tori, and then Jason kind of came up with it. And I'm not sure how you came up with that.
I don't remember. There was whiskey involved.
Whiskey, yes. That's how all the greatest names come up.
Basically, loosely translations. It loosely translates to Metal of the Night. So.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Now it was funny because since Ashley, you and I were talking, and I kind of thought it had something to do with the medical profession almost, because the the nocturnium.
Yeah, like that.
So now, so yeah, so you guys want to give a brief introduction of yourselves, where you came, where your influences lie, how you got into doing this, or?
Yeah. Who wants to go first?
I picked Jason.
All right.
Guess it's my turn. My influences, especially for this band, definitely lie within a lot of Scandinavian metal. In Flames, Children of Bodom, Amaranth. Various others. But I think what we tried to do here was take heavier music and do some more melodic female fronted vocals with it. So it was kind of a cool transition into something that I kind of had the idea for a long time and just couldn't really find the right people to do it.
Okay. So, whenever you're growing up, who inspired you to actually pick up your instrument and just, go to town? Who was that person that inspired you to become a musician?
Dimebag Darrell, hands down. There was no other person that influenced me more to want to do things with a guitar that he could do, because he played with such a passion and like a love for music. It wasn't really, you could tell that he wasn't really classically trained. He just did what he felt. And, while there were many other great guitarists that influenced me, like most of them were ones that went to Berkeley or went to somewhere to learn, and he just played, and he kind of did it. He played by his own rules, which is what I really liked.
Yeah. Him and Vinnie Paul are, basically the best brothers in metal history. So, in my personal opinion, Vinnie Paul was probably the most down to earth guy that I've ever met in my entire life. He talked to me as if, I was his best friend for like years. So just I met him whenever he came around with Hell Yeah, and then with Pantera in '94. So I'm old as hell. So
we're not talking about age here, dude. We're
not talking about age, not at all.
Turned 21. That's great.
Nice. All right. All right, Ashley. What about you? Who are some of your musical influences?
So I haven't really been listening to rock or metal for a long time. It's only been about 3 years now. So my influences were, this is my first band and everything. I didn't even know like something like this was even possible. But growing up was the Spice Girls and Christina Aguilera. I love singing them. I always had a good time. If we're showing age, I'm sorry.
Hey, you know what? I really got into, so if you want to be my lover, oh my gosh, I jammed
that song. I don't care who you are, you love that song. If I start singing it anywhere, even these metalheads. So our sound check is Spice Girls Wannabe, and you see them in the crowd just headbanging to it. I mean, come on now, everybody loves this.
Absolutely. You know, it was funny because we had a guy that was one of the shows that we booked over here, and he was playing some like 90s hip hop stuff, and I was like, oh, Keith Sweat, okay.
I love Keith Sweat. I know them too.
Oh yeah, good times.
Yes, very, very good times.
So yeah, go ahead.
Also Avril Lavigne. I grew up with her too. So it was the mixture of those three.
Okay.
And then I love Metallica because of my mom, but I didn't really grow up singing them or anything like that. I just kind of listened to them and I love them. So
gotcha. So I mean, if you had to say the one musician that you would put on the radio, sing to your hairbrush, who was that one musician that you would just like all the time do that to?
Is it now or before?
Whenever you were little.
Christina Aguilera.
Okay. All right. What about now? Christina Aguilera still?
No, Butcher Babies.
Right on. Right on.
I love them and it's a goal to play with them.
Nice. Nice. What about you, Tori?
What'd you say, Jay?
Nothing. I thought I could. Ashley said it was now the artist that kind of cut out. So
Butcher Babies.
Mm-hmm.
Butcher. Oh yeah. I'll shut up now.
All right, Tori, what about you?
Okay, so my first introduction to music ever was Elvis Presley when I was a kid, and I discovered him through like movie soundtracks.
Okay.
So and that just introduced me to like, it's not really metal, but just the passion for music. Later on I discovered a band called Volbeat, and they were like Elvis metal to me, and that kind of like opened my eyes to metal. But when I first picked up guitar, it was Avril Lavigne. I saw her in concert when I was a kid. And I was like, that was my first time I saw like a woman playing guitar, like a female, and I was like, I can do that too. And from then on I was like, that's what I'm gonna do.
That's awesome. So I mean, so you picked up the guitar because of Avril Lavigne then?
Because of
Avril Lavigne?
Yes.
Yeah,
when I was about 10 or 11.
So going back to Elvis, I mean, what really drew you to him? Was it just, I mean, was it the sound? Was it his just his drive for the music, or what was that?
It was the sound, but also the passion. Like I had always been passionate about whether it was animals or like skateboarding, snowboarding, stuff like that. And I could just feel the passion. Also just the drive for music and the rock influence and the energy.
Okay. Now, have you seen the new Elvis movie?
I have. I loved it.
I could not believe that he had never been out of the United States on tour.
Oh, I know.
I mean, it just blew me away to realize that he was so, I mean, it was just the United States and only a certain amount of states, not the whole United States. So, I mean, it just blew me away because I thought Elvis was bigger than that. I mean, I didn't realize his manager kept him back so much. So going into y'all's music, I've heard, a couple songs that y'all had on Facebook and on Spotify and everything. And I really dig you guys' sound. Now, whenever y'all came together, I mean, you got through saying that it basically started at karaoke and then it kind of evolved from there. Now, where are you guys based out of?
We're out of like everywhere really. We're based out of like the Tampa Bay area. Tori lives way up north from us. She's about 5 hours away from us, so she makes a trip every once a month or so, sometimes more. But I would say like we're located I say the Tampa Bay area because if I say Holiday, you're gonna be like, where's that? It's like it doesn't matter.
No, I actually know where Holiday's at. I've spent time on the West Coast. I've like I said, I'm old as hell, and I've been to pretty much all points in Florida. So it's like some people have never experienced outside of their bubble. I have. So it's a nice place over there, though. I mean, it's not too bad. So thank you guys for being on the show. I mean, it's awesome. Now you have your Facebook page. Do you have like a website that you're working on, or I mean, are you guys ramping up for the next, I guess, jump in level or whatever?
We are currently starting the writing process again after a very, very busy summer of playing maybe too many shows. So right now that's really the focus, is getting back to getting some new material hammered out and written and recorded. As far as a website, we do not have a website. Everything is pretty much based off Facebook and Instagram. So
Okay.
if anybody wants to get a hold of us, way to do it.
Okay. Now, do you guys have like merch that people can buy or purchase, or?
Mhm.
We do. That's also in the process of being set up as an online availability too. Right now, we pretty much just sell it at shows, but we are working towards getting a storefront, a virtual storefront. So
okay,
it's
that's
all
awesome.
little baby steps.
Right.
I'm actually in 3 bands total, so trying to keep everything straight.
New.
Hard
enough. Okay. I saw the name pop up recently, and I was like, oh, okay, that looks pretty metal. I'm gonna go ahead and check them out. And I started listening to you guys, the stuff that y'all had posted, and I was like, hey, I might reach out to y'all, and I'm glad that y'all, answered back and was like, yeah, absolutely, we'll be on the show. So that was cool.
So we
How
really
did you hear about us?
I actually, because I do Florida Metal Radio, it's like I do, I have contacts all over the state as far as metal and stuff. And it's like whenever I'm checking out all of the web pages and stuff, and it's like I see this band is playing with this band and this band is playing with that band, and then I saw you guys on a flyer and I was like, oh, let me go ahead and check them out. So I checked out you guys' stuff. Yeah, basically that's what I do here with Florida Metal Radio. Is like I make sure that bands across the state of Florida have a voice or are heard. I actually go out to shows as well, and I do live streaming for your concert and stuff. So I have my whole setup that I bring out. I got the camera down, doing the video and stuff. So, and I'm actually hooked into the audio mixer board, so I get a actual feed of you guys' music and not a drowned out camera version. So
nice.
Yep. So if you guys see me at just pop up at one of your shows, I mean, I wearing my Florida Metal Radio shirt, or you'll see Fabulous B on the back of my shirt or something to that effect, then you guys will be like, hey, I know you. But yeah, I'll probably, like I said, I pop up at shows all the time.
I will say you do look familiar. I feel like I have met you in person at one point or another.
I have been out to the Brass Mug quite a bit. So yeah, I've been out there for Blood of Angels. Let's see, Out of Darkness was out there a couple times. There was a couple other Tampa bands that I went out and videoed and stuff.
I was actually in a band with Blood of Angels bassist for a long time, way back in the day.
Okay, nice. Yeah. As a matter of fact, whenever I reached out to you guys about the February 24th show for our anniversary show, we also reached out to Blood of Angels. So and there was another band that's out there by you guys called Rebirth. Yep.
Pretty well.
Yep, they actually played my 2-year anniversary show for Florida Metal Radio. So
nice.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, you guys, you just said that you guys are pretty new. I mean, we're talking like at the beginning of this year, end of last year. How new are you guys?
Well, again, there's been many incarnations of this, and I think this started roughly 2.5 years ago when the first whatever rendition of it you want to call it was. And it's just, I would say Nocturnium in its essence now has been around for, I believe, Tori, I feel like we met you in like February, so it was coming up on a year with her. So that's, I would say
she was at the benefit, so January is when we met her in person.
Yeah,
Nocturnium was born October 2021.
Okay.
See, she knows better than I talk, because she knows the dates.
And Chelsea and I, like I said, have never been in a band before, so we're very new. And what I like about this band too is like Chelsea and I will get thrown a new song from Jason, and by the second run through, we're already figuring out harmonies, we're already colliding well. Same with Tori as well. She'll get thrown, it comes in, hasn't even practiced with this yet, and like nails it. And then Jason is phenomenal. He writes a lot of the stuff along with Tori.
Right. Okay.
So it's just really cool how we all get along, how it all meshes well together. Because I heard like a lot of bands can't do it as quickly as we can. So I think that definitely gives us an advantage as well.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So who plays what in the band? I know, Jason, you said that you play guitar. Ashley, you sing, obviously. Tori, you sing, and I'm guessing that you play some of the guitar too, or
so Chelsea sings, I play guitar.
Yeah.
Okay. So who's on drums?
My computer.
Your computer.
Yeah.
Nice.
We don't have a drummer, we don't have a bassist, and there's a reason for that, and that is that we can't seem to find the right person. That's the whole package, if that makes sense. Like, I've met really, really good drummers that maybe wouldn't mesh well personally with us. And we've met drummers that mesh very well personally with us and maybe didn't have the skill, the skill set.
Right.
I've been kind of hammering home that I'm not stopping my machine because, we can't find the right people. If we're able to do this with the technology we have, then we're going to do it and keep going. Yeah. And for every person that looks at us funny about it, there's 100 people that are like, man, you guys are great. It's a matter of fact, we played shows where people have come to me like, man, it took me like 3 or 4 songs to realize you didn't even have a drummer.
Right.
Because into what we were doing. And I think that speaks volumes for the talent that I have in this band. It's
right.
I couldn't ask for 3 better people to be involved. So it's frustrating sometimes to not have the entire, the crew, but
right.
we've
3 females.
Yeah, that's so here we are. It's
I completely and totally feel your pain with it, not having a drummer, because I'm actually in the process of starting my own band. I had a band early 2000s that we called Filth Tree, which I played a lot in the Orlando area and, Space Coast. That's where I'm at, Brevard County. So we're actually, my bassist from that band reached out to me and said he's back in town. So I'm like, oh, cool. Maybe we'll get the band back together. Well, nobody else is back in town and it's just me and him. So we're starting a White Zombie tribute band. And we're trying to find the drummer, and we're trying to find a a female bassist, because we want to stick true to what White Zombie was. And so, yeah, I mean, I completely and totally feel your pain, but in the same sense, I do want to say that there are a lot of bands out there that I've seen that don't have drummers that use backing tracks like that. Yeah. And, I don't have a problem with that. I encourage a lot of people, if you don't have the proper fit, but you still want to get out there, absolutely use backing tracks. There's nothing wrong with it.
It's still work. You still have to work and get them done.
Right. Absolutely. It's awesome. I mean, I still believe in it 100%. What's that?
It's actually more work because, I'm up until, all hours of the morning, a lot of times making drum tracks and, sending the girls messages at like 3 a.m. like, hey, we got another one done. Check it out. Get up right now. But again, like, I just didn't see the point of not, why stop if we had, it'd be different if we didn't have, the technology we have to be able to do it. But if I'm not waiting around for people, if we have good music, Tori's been an awesome addition as far as like riff writing. So like we can keep moving forward, always music. And then, the process usually turns into her and I putting a song kind of together, getting it to Chelsea and Ashley, and then we all kind of come together and do, help vocals. And so it's like everybody's pretty hands-on with almost all of the process.
That's awesome.
So I can't really say like, I'm the only one doing the work here, but
well, I was asking because I saw the electronic drum set in Tori's back there, so I was like, yeah, maybe she's pulling double duty.
Yeah, it's out the bag.
Yeah, it's me.
So, who's that up on your wall that you have behind you? The guitarist in the picture there.
Me?
Yes, you.
Oh, that's me.
Oh, that's you. Nice.
Yeah, I used to be. I used to be in a Ghost tribute band.
In a Ghost tribute band. That's awesome.
Yep, that was my first national tour.
Okay.
From Las Vegas, Texas, Florida, Colorado, all around the U.S. That was about 3 years ago, and it's a lot of fun. Different doing tribute as compared to original, but played a lot of really cool venues, saw a lot of cool cities. But yeah.
So whenever you're doing the tribute band, were you dressed the part? I mean, did you guys play the part? I mean, not so much musically, but the look and everything.
Oh yeah, we did everything.
Nice. I'm actually surprised that they're one of the number one selling rock albums this year so far. So, this year. So I was looking through the Billboard charts, and they're number one right now, ahead of Slipknot. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, they're awesome.
What about you, Ashley? I mean, have you ever been in any other bands besides? I mean, of course, we just talked about the other one that you were in. Oh gosh.
Well, I mean, it's kind of the same band. We were just Athena's Fury doing covers and then the karaoke thing, but this is actually my first band.
This is your first. Okay.
Yeah, and actually like playing shows and getting out there and stuff like that.
So were you nervous the first time you got out there and played in front of a crowd?
The first three. Yep.
The first three?
Yeah, the first three I was sweating. I thought I was gonna pass out. Now I get a little bit anxious. And then once Tori and Jason start playing, because like our first song is instrumental, I calm down and then I get pumped up and I'm ready. Nice. And Chelsea's the same way. Like we both were like almost throwing up our first couple shows.
All right, Jason.
Makeup's all smeared everywhere because we can't stop sweating. And metal though, right?
Right, exactly. Jason, you said you're in in 3 other bands or 2 other bands?
A total of 3 bands. I am guitar player / producer guy for this band.
Manager, everything.
I guess some days. It's not like anybody fucking listens to me.
3 females.
Yeah, exactly. There's anyway. Also, I front a band out of Orlando called Filth.
Okay.
We're doing fairly well. And the other band I'm in is a band called Screaming at the Silence over here in the Tampa Bay area that I play bass for. We're kind of, I don't want to say we're on a hiatus, but there's two of the members just have had new babies, so that's kind of not been happening lately.
Be in the water over there. I need to stay away from that area.
Only puppies in this house.
Yes. We have 5 dogs.
I have 4 boys of my own, so it's like my oldest just turned 23. My younger one is 20, then I have 11 and a 4-year-old, so I have enough kids. So you said that you're in Filth. I've actually reached out to you guys a couple times to be on Florida Metal Radio. I think the last time I talked to somebody, they said that they were going to get back to me. So
yeah. It was probably Freddie. He's kind of me in that band, where he's just, everything gets kind of tossed his way.
Gotcha.
So I know he gets inundated with things, but I will definitely, I don't see why we wouldn't, if nothing else, at least him and I, we're both kind of like the face of that band. Everybody else is just kind of like, oh, we'll show up and play shows. But no, I'll definitely put in a word. I'm game for it if it's even just me.
Yeah, awesome, man. I mean, definitely, hit you guys up again and see. I know that Ant recently reached out to you guys from Extreme Metal Scene, and I think that he was asking if you guys would be at one of our shows over here. We're trying to build the Space Coast metal scene a little bit more, and there's really not a whole lot of venues that we have to offer anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But we're definitely we're trying to get more people over this way, because it's either you go to Orlando or Tampa. Everything else is non-existent.
So you're more like in the Melbourne area, correct?
Yes. Yep. So I've been friends with Ant for quite a few years now. As a matter of fact, he just opened up his studio, and we're in the process of cleaning it so we can get bands to come in and record, and I do all of my own graphic design work here for Florida Metal Radio. So it's like, he has me doing double duty on that sometimes. So, so this is getting ready to cut me off in about 10 minutes. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and, just, if there anything that you guys have coming up, I know that you said that you've got new music coming up. What about tours? Are you going to take a break from tours for a little while, or?
I think tour is kind of a big word, because we really haven't. But we do have a show coming up in January in Tampa at the Mug.
Gotcha.
14th, I believe. No, January 14th is a Saturday. That's going to be with Red Calling, Filth, and a band out of the Alabama area called Love the Hate. And then we also, Ashley has put together a cancer benefit. This will be our second time doing it, in March 3rd and 4th in Orlando, that we're going to be a big part of. So other than that, we're really trying to focus on new material, maybe an EP, something a little more than just a couple singles. It's kind of like finding that balance of shows versus, work and doing, or doing actual work and writing. So other than that, that's about all we have booked right now. But we're definitely hunkering down and putting our heads together. So
I definitely want to tour. We kind of need a break right now with my schooling, but when I get done, I'm going to put them to work, and we're going to go gun hole, festivals, touring. I want to do all of it.
Right on. Mm-hmm. So
so Jason's got a lot of work to do, and trust me, we keep him in line to do it all.
Wow. Jameson keeps in line. I don't know about you.
So the cancer one that show that you're going to be playing now, is this a kind of like a personal reason that you want to be a part of something like that, or?
Yeah, my mom has it, and I felt hopeless and nothing I could do. They gave her like 6 months to live a couple years ago, And luckily she started a trial medication that's kept her here now. So
That's
almost
awesome.
2 years later. But the thing is like, I was lost, I was broken, I didn't know what to do. I felt so helpless. And this is like the only thing that makes me feel like I can actually help her and others. And I've met so many women on the way. Unfortunately, a lot of the women I've met on the way is not here anymore because of it. And our song Anthem is actually the words of a poem that one of the women wrote that passed away. And she was about 23 years old, no kids, never married. And she wrote this beautiful poem. I asked the family if I could use it, and they said yes. And that's how we got our song Anthem.
That's a beautiful tribute. Thank you for sharing that. I mean,
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know that, I mean, whenever there's you play a benefit or something to that effect that has a personal meaning to somebody in the band, if not all of you. And I'm going to do my best to be at that show. So I can go ahead and see you guys. And I mean, if I can, I'll go ahead and try to live stream it as well. That way we can get some, some really good footage, for the metal radio, and then you guys can also use it as well. So
nice.
Awesome. Yeah, you're more than welcome to set up, man.
Awesome. Yes, definitely. It's funny because if you guys ever see like the outside shows that I do, I have a full setup. I mean, I've got a table, I've got the runner, I've got the tent, I've got computers everywhere, I've got cameras everywhere, wireless microphones. We're doing it all. So cool. I bring everybody into my tent, and we're like, we do a little interview right there. And if it's too dark, I actually bring lights too. So that's and it's just me. I'm the only one that does it. So if I'm out of breath, I'm sorry.
Fine.
I'm kind
of.
We
have I don't know if you know 107 Rock out of Orlando too, Wayne Benson.
Yes. Okay.
He's going to be there. He's doing the benefits with me now. He joined on with me. I'm actually a third party for MD Anderson in Texas that specializes in the cancer. And then also Big Jim Productions also joined on with me. So it's going to be us three tackling it. So, I mean, there's always room. So
nice. Yeah. I mean, I know that right now, me being a sponsor for anything is kind of hard. I mean, I do sponsor certain things, but I mean, it's just, I know that a lot of people are asking for like $150 on up for sponsorship.
I'm not asking that.
We're just asking, if you go up and live stream it, the fact that you're getting footage and you're getting the names out there, just us, but everybody else that's involved is kind of like, that's cool. And, we can, that's something you want to do, we'll get your logo and slap it on the flyer with everybody else.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, let's go ahead and do that.
All I ask for is promotion, help us get it out there,
100%. I will definitely do that. My shows like this one right here airs on Wednesdays at 8. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and I will put your flyer on, my YouTube channel and on my Facebook. So we'll go ahead and get this. I mean, hell, I'll even do like it's funny because there's a couple bands that asked me to do commercials for them, and I'm like, okay, fine, I'll do a commercial. I'll go ahead and I'll do a commercial for, the drive and the benefit and stuff too. And I'll go ahead and air that.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
So
it's definitely for a good cause. The women are so grateful. There's going to be some women there too, but they want to be anonymous. So
right.
I just want them to know that, they're not alone and everyone's having a good time with them. I want them to have a good time. I know who they are, but I can't do any of that. So
not a problem. I completely and totally understand. So but yeah, I mean, we'll definitely go ahead and we'll talk more about about my involvement, and yes, I do want to go ahead and commit to that now.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and I'll get you my logo over so you guys can go ahead and put that on there. But yeah. But I've got 2 minutes left. Once again, I wanted to say thank you all very, very much for being on the show. It was very gracious, very nice, enlightening to talk to you guys. And we'll definitely see you guys out in the scene soon.
Hey Tori, say an animal fact really quick. Koala. Do a koala.
Koala. Koalas sleep 20 to 22 hours a day.
He's good with animals.
Holy
Nice.
I'm looking at like 3.
No, you'll like us. We're like a family. We like to have fun. We joke around and we cuss a lot. So
That's awesome. My dad was a let's see, he's a truck driver of 45 years, was a Navy CB.
oh geez.
So yeah, so I mean, he has a mouth like a sailor, and my mom used to mud wrestle.
That's awesome.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Much love, and we will see you guys soon.
Bye. Thank you.
All
All
right,
right, man.
Thank you.
all right, peace.